Deep within a forest where the mist never fully clears, there is an ashram. It is the home of a Mahatma, a man who carries more weight than most people's words. A young man seeks him out, exhausted by a life that feels like a treadmill. He describes years of grinding labor, of waking up early and staying late, only to find himself exactly where he started. He operates on a rigid expectation that effort is a currency you trade for results. But while his hard work climbs upward, his actual success remains completely stagnant at zero. He is beginning to believe that effort itself is a lie. He has the sweat and the scars to prove he tried, yet the target of success remains untouched. The Mahatma doesn't offer a lecture or a mantra. He reaches into the corner of the room and produces a small, weathered earthen lamp. He places the lamp into the young man's hands. The instruction is absolute. Keep this flame burning until the sun rises. Outside, the air is turning. The trees are beginning to groan under a rising wind, and the smell of heavy rain is thick in the forest. The task requires more than just sitting still. The Mahatma has handed him something fragile and placed it in the path of an oncoming storm. The storm hits with a sudden, violent weight. The peace of the ashram is replaced by the roar of the wind and a heavy downpour. The rain falls in sheets, and every gust of wind aims directly for the exposed wick. The young man watches the gold of the flame flatten and dance. It nearly vanishes a dozen times in the first hour. He tries to block the wind with his sleeve, then his back. He realizes very quickly that if he remains passive, the darkness will win. The wind has no memory of how hard he worked to get here. It only knows the target in front of it. Midnight passes and the cold bites. His fingers go numb, his eyes sting from the spray, and logic tells him this small lamp is a lost cause. He stops trying to stay dry. He hunches over, using his body as a shield, cupping his hands into a living dome around the light. His focus narrows until the entire world is only 6 inches wide. He isn't looking for the morning anymore. He is only looking at the wick. Seconds stretch into minutes. Minutes feel like hours. Every time his muscles scream to relax, he tightens his grip, resetting his resolve with every breath. He is no longer just holding a lamp. He is refusing to let the darkness have the final word. The rain eventually slows to a mist. The sky begins to pale, and the first rays of the sun pierce through the saturated trees. The young man is shivering, covered in mud and physically spent. He has nothing left to give. But as the light of the day grows, he looks down at his hands. The flame is still there, burning as steadily as it was when the Mahatma first lit it. He is the same man who arrived at the ashram, yet his hands are steadier. He has seen the worst of the night, and he is still standing.
The Mahatma points to the light. The lamp is a proxy for every dream you carry. The storm represents the inevitable rejections and setbacks waiting for anyone trying to build something. They aren't signs to stop. They are the conditions of the night. The young man understands now. Hard work wasn't the missing piece. It was the fierce protection of his own hope while the storm was at its peak. Success is found when the internal flame outlasts the external darkness. If you can shield your hope through the long night, the morning will eventually